Okay, here we go. I got this pump apart and I wanted to show y'all this sprayer pump. See that little hole there? Well, I've cleaned it up already. What they're telling me at Hardy is there's a check valve. Here's the check valve that goes in there. And what they're telling me is that an air pocket, it's just like the cylinder walls of a Cummins engine or a Cat engine or a Deere engine or International whatever engine. If you get a cavitation, meaning a pocket of air, it'll pop. It'll actually erode the iron, or the cast iron in this case, or I think it'll do steel too. But for the most part, it's air that's doing it. Now, this thing has created a pocket in there and ate its way through. So I have this really cool welding rod here that I'm going to use, and I'm going to weld that thing shut. I'm going to make a pretty good cover. This stuff is tough. I mean, you can't, when you grind that, it doesn't even spark, and it'll eat the grinding stone away before it actually eats away that rod. It seems soft when you, it's like nickel, but it's not. When you weld that, it gets very, very hard, but you can bend it. It's not like it's brittle or anything. So anyways, yeah, here we go. Mr. Tim's having some kind of troubles, aren't you?
Yes.
What's the problems? Other than it's cold and I see your breath. Either that or your blood pressure's up and...
It is.
Yeah, I can tell. Look at that guy. Anyways, yeah, just a little bit of oil on that. Do it. Grease it. So anyways, let me get this going. Okay. I got my amperage set at 90 DC plus. Hopefully this thing will just light right up. The tip of the rod, because I've used these, they're in short supply because they're like 70 years old. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to strike it on the vise and get it hot, and we'll see what happens. Now, as you can see, I got a nice fresh tip there, and she'll light right up. I've got this one done. The air compressor turned on, so I shut the video off. But anyway, what I did was I actually went around the hole the first time and let it cool, and then I filled in the hole the second time I struck the arc. Anyway, yeah, so that one's repaired. You can't see. Let me do this. You can't hardly see. Oops. Let's see if I get this thing in here. If I get the light right, maybe. Yeah, you can. You see that pitting? That's the cavitation. That's from air bubbles doing that. Now, I was thinking of getting the rod in there and seeing if I could fix that, but you see there's some machined surfaces here, and I don't want to screw up the machine surfaces because then my check valve won't seal right and it just won't work right. So I'm going to put this one in, and I'm going to get the second head out that needs to be done. Now that one I brazed, so it's going to... Did you get it in?
I need your help real quick.
Okay. Anyways, the second one I brazed, so I actually have to grind all the brass or the brazing rod off. I think I used silver nickel, and it's still just corroded right through. Plus the cavitation just ate right through that, and it's leaking again. So anyway, so this is where this goes. This is just a diaphragm. This thing is a lot like a radial engine on the old World War II airplanes and, you know, trainers and stuff that they use. As you see, there's a little bit of a rust level line there. I filled this pump with antifreeze, RV antifreeze, and circulated it around there, and for some reason it still got rusty. Now this sprayer spent the entire winter inside.
Here,
so what's that?
It can actually come up.
Well, don't worry, don't do that. Anyway, yeah. So Tim, you can hold the camera while I put this thing in here. Come on over. Yeah, break your neck.
No.
It's not long enough to tie in a knot, you know. So what I'm going to do is hopefully this guy here stays in while I flip her upside down. And there it is. Yeah, just 4 bolts. There's really not much that holds this thing together other than these 4. Oh shit. Very hard bolts, you can hear. I've only got one more head to do.
There was 2 more.
Oh, I did one. Well, I'll have this side done. I don't know where the hell that air is coming from, but I'm gonna have to track down that problem sooner or later. So yeah, there it is. Oh, you're missing this?
Yes.
Huh, there you go. So anyways, as you can see, that's it. I did have a 3/4 inch wrench floating around here. Here it is. Oh, I use these ratchet wrenches. They're really not expensive. These ratchet wrenches, just use them, and you know, what are these? These are called gear wrenches. I got them down at the local Napa. Okay, as you can see, I've got the pump off of there now. There was a dead animal underneath there, so it kind of was a little grody, but whatever. Yeah, so this one here is off too. There's no cavitation up in the main body of the pump like here, I don't think. There's something there, but this I can weld. This I can weld from the outside, but I can't weld this part from the outside because without tearing it apart because of the seals and the gaskets. Believe me, the first time I did this, I did that, and it ruined the check valve, and it just wasn't. I couldn't get enough pressure out of it. Well, duh. Oh, isn't that pretty? Anyways, what I've done, and you can probably see that I've built it up quite a bit. This one's really bad. When I touched it earlier, it just melted right through the casting, so I kind of had to go around in a swirling motion. Round like that. But I got it. So, yeah, now I'm going to let it cool off a little bit because those O-rings will just melt instantly if I stick them in there. So yeah, I'm going to let it cool off and I'm going to put it back together. Well, I actually got this in the sunlight and I felt that it was worth showing how bad that hole actually was. That's about the size of, I don't know, a big fat bloated dog tick. And I'm sure most of you know about how big that is. It's a big hole. So anyways, yeah, these heads can be fixed, and don't be afraid to weld them. A regular nickel rod will do the trick on these. I just so happen to have that really fancy pants stuff here that I got at a yard sale. I knew what it was because I had it years ago. It was very expensive from what I remember my dad telling me. But anyway, yeah, so there it is, all fixed and proud to go back on that pump. Hopefully I don't have the other 3 go, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to happen pretty soon. You know, like within the next, before this season's done. But I know how to fix it, so it's really not that big a deal. But anyways, yeah, I'll show you. Okay, so I'm going to have him open it right here in the driveway. Go ahead, open it up. Now watch. Look at how these things unfold without hitting the electric wires, you know. He's got controls inside the cab there. You see how that boom goes open? And it's all from that chain there. There it is. Now, they're up in the air like that, and he should lower them one at a time. Little hydraulic cylinders there, and there. And then you get it to the spray height that you want, which is right there. So you can drop it all the way to the ground. That's good. Okay, so the grease zerks that I'm trying to get, I did these, but it shot the grease out the bottom, and this one here I couldn't do. They're meant to be greased from the top side, you know, while it's open. There's quite a few of them on here. I did these. These are meant to be greased while it's closed. So you really gotta know your machine, and to do it right. I think he got them all. I did those. Timothy's been working pretty diligently. Now, out at the outer sides of these booms, you've got these holders here, and if you get into the, as they'd say in Canada, get into the cabbage a little too much, it'll break these off. And they're not really expensive, but this pipe here This pipe that is just a plastic pipe with holes drilled in it to receive the nozzle bodies, that little son of a bitch, and I gotta say son of a bitch, that one there is about $250. Then you get the shorter one here, it's like $200, and then you get the longer ones, which are even more money. It's insane. And they shatter like glass, by the way. Let's see, Tim's getting that grease in there. Good. Hit that bottom one. I kind of want to see that come back up. I want to see it come upwards, not downwards. Did it come up or go down? Went down? Okay. I'm going to go get some chain and cable lube and lube that up. But yeah. So, hey Tim, don't forget the center of the pump. Okay, good, excellent. Yeah, the pump actually it needs to be greased also. And he ran this pump and there are no leaks in the heads, so we're all good to go. But there they are, all fixed and mounted up. I did this one today and this one today. Yeah. So there's just a couple of small little things I have to do. Okay, so if you're wondering what these Quintus streams look like, that's what they look like. These are strictly for putting down nitrogen. And all they do is pee. And you can go in very windy conditions with these things, and you can be at, you know, full height with the boom, and it will still be like 5 inches apart. For some reason, it hits it just right, just the way it's supposed to be. And we put, when we're putting down nitrogen for hay, we're putting, this is 32% nitrogen, so I'm going to put 20 gallons to the acre down. That should give me somewhere around 90 units, which is a lot. But I use a nitrogen stabilizer, and the nitrogen stabilizer lasts. So anyway, there, as you can see, ready? This thing really dumps it on. So anyway, Tim's done, and that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.